Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. You have probably heard the expression, you don't work, you don't eat. Now, that can be cut and parceled and used in many type of scenarios, but I want you to think about it like this. Just one person on earth. I'm giving you a similar scenario before, and I'd like to try to share something like this with you. Let's say there's one person on earth, and this one person is you. Now, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, there's going to come a moment when you're going to want to eat. There's going to become a moment when you're going to get hungry. But you are just there at a spot. They could take you any place, take you in any state, or even put you on a strange land. Nobody there but you. But there's going to come a point where you're going to start doing something. You're going to get hungry and you are going to want to eat. And to eat means you're going to have to do something. You can't sit there on the spot waiting for anyone to bring it to you. You can't sit there on the spot waiting for manna to rain down from heaven. You're going to have to get up and do something. I guarantee you, you will get up and do something. You'll get up and do something. Now, the thing that is so fantastic in my lifetime, in your lifetime, the thing that's so fantastic during today's time is that we have advanced in our understanding about life. Time has passed, and so have our understanding. You remember there was a time when you had a wheel that was made out of a stone or a big hunk of wood, and it was very difficult to maneuver as far as what wheels are used for. But today, you don't worry about a stone wheel. We got wheels that take vehicles and set them up to go to places we've never seen before because of advancement. And so there were times when yesterday offered one thing and today offers something different. Yesterday was just one person had to get up and do something. If they wanted anything other than food, if they wanted a place to stay, they had to get up and do something. It wasn't just going to happen. You had to get up and do something. So there was nothing coming to you unless you did something. So look at it like this, ladies and gentlemen. Today, if you got a job, you should never have to worry about housing. Never. So it appears to me if this is true, then every individual want to have some type of situation connecting them to housing. And if the only way you can have some connection with housing is to do the same thing you were doing in order to get some food, work, is that something else out of the ordinary? I mean, if you want to eat, you do something. If you want to get out of the elements, you do something. So anything that you're trying to get, you do something. So appears to me if you want education, if it's important to you, then there's something that you got to do. If you want health care, if it's important to you, that's something you got to do. Now, I mentioned that, ladies and gentlemen, because many of you got parents that care about you. I realize many of you got parents who don't care about you at all. And they'll put you in a dumpster, throw you in a trash can, or put you in a paper sack bag and drop you side the street road. There are people that'll do that. But they do that because they don't have the heart to do otherwise. Now, is this their fault? I don't know, but it's not a good thing. And if it's not a good thing, it cannot be from the giver of goodness. There are other things that have happened that have caused people to do the things that they do. But what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, when that one person back yesterday had to do those things to take care of oneself, today we're not focusing on one, even though we are focusing on one, because one is absolutely essential to make sure that the 8 billion can carry forward. What I'm saying, if one has to do, now 8 billion has to do, but because we are smart, because we are wise, because we are woke, we don't go out there and try to do everything ourselves. For us to do everything ourselves, we'd be bumping against each other every day. We couldn't even be able to move. 8 billion people, we couldn't move. We just be trying to get this, can't do that because we all, but we got patterns, we got systems, we work out order. And an order has already been worked out for the dealing with the people of the earth today. The problem of it is that people are doing jobs that they don't like in a system that works against them. My attitude for you today is to let you know that the new, the today thing is that each individual, you listening to me, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, is that you choose a career. Nobody, you don't have to go look on some board and say, well, do I like this? Or what is this paying and stuff? No, you choose a career, something that you love. Love. And when you choose it to determine if it's the right thing, that will be determined by the amount of joy you get. That's your reward. That's your reward. The joy, having a career. You're not working for money. You're working for the joy of life. Let me say it again. You choose whatever, flying. You might choose cutting down trees. You might choose building houses. You might choose digging ditches. You might choose drilling oil. You might choose taking care of animals. You might choose taking care of old people. You might choose teaching. You might choose being an engineer. You might choose walking. You might choose singing. You might choose all of these different things that you choose, but it's your choice. And the system is set up in such a way that everybody gets a chance to be involved. You're not just having a career, you're going to do it. You're going to exercise that gift. And the reason that you're going to exercise it because it is that your participation in that gift that allows an abundance to be created in that reservoir of goods and services that no one will have to suffer a lack of anything. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just look at the videos I mentioned this week, I've tried my best to remind you the answer is simple. We create. We the people, we create our heaven. And it's no such thing as a black guy is better than a white guy, or a white guy is better than a black guy, or a male is better than a woman. I mean, well, yeah. Or a woman is better than a male, or a straight person is better than a gay person. No, and none of that stuff's true. We are all qualified to be who and what we were made to be. And it is needed. It is absolutely needed. Yeah, believe it or not, some of this criminal stuff, crime and violence stuff is needed. Why? To let us know that we're off the track. To let us know we're off the track. Because if we're not off the track, it won't happen. But when we're off the track, it will happen. And that means get back on the track. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to take advantage of this morning to say to you that as I'm thinking about down in Mississippi, I was on a telly last night that Mississippi was the poorest state in the union. Wow, can you believe it? The poorest state in the union. I'm from Mississippi. I can tell you, baby, it's a raggedy place. But some beautiful stuff down there. Just a little bit called it gated. You know what that means. But everything else, nobody cared. They've done everything they possibly could to destroy Mississippi. Why? Because Mississippi had poor people. Not just poor people. Mississippi had people of color, what they call inhuman people. Well, talking about Georgia, we're talking about Kentucky, we're talking about Louisiana, we're talking about Chicago. We're talking about places where people are hurting. I mean, really hurting. And ladies and gentlemen, God don't want people hurting. And God got a young man, an old man, whatever you want to call him, me, who I don't want people hurting. And I do know that people hurt because they don't know any better. People allow you to hurt them because they don't know any better. People hurt other folks because they don't know any better. They've been hurt so much. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know the hurt we have is brought on us by us. And if it stops, it stops. It will be stopped by us. It ain't gonna be no God coming out here and whipping whoever the white folk want whip or whoever the black folk want whip. I heard a guy that was released from prison January 6th. That was one of those guys who Donald Trump's private army. Said now it's time to seek revenge on those. What? Golly, what in the world have happened to the people? Human beings used to have a heart. Where are the human beings? We got animals walking around here in suits with their hair all done and all fixed up, looking all good, and walking around here wild as any animal, wild as any beast, destructive as can possibly be, and calling themselves humans. And yes, that's how you identify humans today, because this is what they're doing. Either they are causing the pain or they're sitting back allowing it to happen, thinking that I don't want to get involved. Ladies and gentlemen, when you sit around, you are involved. Because I'm telling you, I am telling you, if you think I'm lying, pick up your phone or go to the internet, look up some Puerto Ricans or some Cubans, people in the United States who thought that Trump crashed down on people that he didn't like, would excuse these people, the Caribbeans. Is that right? I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about. There were those that would be excused. And Trump went on and did his thing, and they only to find out that Trump was getting everybody, that included them. And the mouth poked out. Why now? The mouth was supposed to be poked out when you found that he was going to try to remove anybody, and to work diligently to make sure that he has no power. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted you to know that if you sit here and don't do anything, you will starve, you will be dumb, you will be sick and rotten, you will have nothing, and nobody will give a damn. No one. But if you wake up and realize that if you want to eat, you got to work. That means everybody. Now, what else does that mean? That means that the rest of us can't sit around and say we got a job and watch people who don't have a job. No, no. You got to fix up a system that guarantees that everybody got a job. You got to fix the system up just like you got this baby right now that taking women rights. No, you guarantee a system that you got a job. Not only that, if you got a job, every American, every human being on the face of the earth, I'm gonna tell you what the spirit of love tells me. If you got a job, a career, that entitles you to food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, transportation, infrastructure, anything that's made by the hands of man. If you got a job, you don't got I don't know what your job is. Could be just watch count the birds, but you have a guaranteed right for any of that. And if having these things available to you sets the perimeter for peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and happiness and then live your dream. And when you got those together, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Your needs, your wants, and your desires at your leisure. Look at that. Look at that. Boy, I know you think you're in a dream now, and it's a good one. It's not a nightmare, but that is what God has prepared for you. You just got to know it. You don't know it, you got to want it enough to the point that you're willing to show that you want it by acting that will bring that type of result. Yes, my friends, this is what I want for us. And you notice there was no money involved to do anything I said. And the way it was planned up, set up, and met the needs and wants of everybody, there was no lying, no cheating, no stealing, no hatred, no racism, no bigotry, no terror, no war, no crime and violence. All that stuff was left out. Why? Because we did it the right way. Now, if you heard me, are you black? Is this a complicated matter that I just shared with you? If it's not complicated, I mean, it's so simple. You can teach pets. You can teach little dogs and little cats and little animals to follow through on something like this. Talking to you, white people, Americans, everybody. Let's live. Let's live. All right. Goodbye for now.